Well, good morning, everyone, and I want to start by wishing everyone, all of you, all your families, a very happy Thanksgiving. It's going to be a different Thanksgiving. It's going to be a tough Thanksgiving, but we still have a lot to be thankful for, every one of us, and we have to be thankful for each other, the way we've all protected each other, taken care of each other through this crisis. And we have to be thankful for the fact that 2020 is almost over. And we're going to get to turn that page on the calendar soon, which we cannot be happy, more happy than that. It's going to be a beautiful day when we finally can say goodbye to 2020. But in the meantime, let's celebrate and be thankful for something else. This city, faced with an extraordinary crisis unlike anything we've ever experienced, we asked the people of New York City, answer the call, go out and get tested. Nothing will be more important than testing. Said from the day one, that testing was the difference maker. I've constantly said to people, please go out and get tested. And New Yorkers have heard and they have done something about it. Right now, I'm reporting to you that we have now had over 1 million tests given in New York City. Over 1 million New Yorkers went out and got tested in the time we've spent fighting the coronavirus. It's a staggering number, and it's just the beginning, because the way forward is going to be with more and more and more testing. And remember, this had to be built from scratch. It didn't exist back in January, February. We didn't even have the right to do local testing. The federal government didn't even give us that right. But once we were finally given the authorization, this city surged to the head of the nation and created a vast testing apparatus, a vast test and trace corps, and it's making a huge difference. So thank you to every single New Yorker who got tested. Thank you. And go get tested more. Get tested every month. If you haven't been tested at all, go out and get tested. It makes such a difference. And we're going to need it to keep fighting back this second wave that is bearing down on us more every day. We have to fight it back, and testing is the key. So thank you to everyone who did get tested, and everyone, let's keep getting tested. Now, as I say, the second wave is coming on strong. It's affecting every element of our lives. We got to keep fighting against it. And so many people are suffering as a result of the coronavirus, and they're feeling this uptick. And nowhere is that more true than with our small businesses. They have gone through hell this year. We're talking about small businesses people built with their own hands, with all their sweat and all their tears to make it finally work. And now we're seeing these businesses threatened. We've lost so many, more are threatened. We have got to help our small businesses in every way possible. The city has done everything from grants and loans. We did that even before the federal government, to giving out free PPE to keep stores and their customers safe, to opening up streets and sidewalks for outdoor dining, for open storefronts, for retail, all the things that make a difference to help a small business. We really need the big X factor, of course, is a federal stimulus to put money right in the hands of small businesses, and we're going to keep fighting for that. And that's still possible. We got to keep fighting for that. But in the meantime, there's something every one of you can do right now to help the small businesses in your neighborhood. And I'm going to ask you to not do things the way so many people have gotten used to, which is going online, but instead to shop at your local business. Now, some of them obviously can sell online too, and that's great, but I mean, most importantly, go local. Go local. Shop your city. Shop your neighborhood. It makes a huge difference. People are constantly asking, what will help? What can I do? I'm asking you to do something that's so simple but so powerful. The money you have to spend, and a lot of people don't have as much as they used to, but the money you do have to spend these holidays, keep it in the community. Buy from a neighborhood store, and it will help that business, that family, to make it through this crisis. Our Small Business Services Department's been doing so much with every challenge thrown at them. They keep fighting back. And here to tell you more about this buy local effort, our Small Business Services Commissioner, Janelle Dorris.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And on behalf of the 240,000 small businesses in this city, we appreciate certainly everything you've done, pushing us ahead and pushing us forward to address the needs of our small business community. It's been a long road, as the mayor mentioned, for our small businesses, and we are committed to making sure that the resources they need, they get to get them back on their feet. Our small businesses have been creative and resourceful during this pandemic. I've visited small businesses in every borough. And as a former small business owner myself, their innovation and commitment really inspires me. We will continue to help them at every step of the way to make it easier, faster, and better for them to do business in the city of New York. And let's be frank, COVID-19 has had an adverse impact on Asian, Black, and Latinx communities in our city. That includes businesses in those neighborhoods, as we have seen, have been hit the hardest. We have delivered over 108,000 services to small businesses in our city. We have helped 4,600 businesses receive $113 million in financing. But there's still need out there. There's still more need, and we have to do more. As the mayor stated, we all have to do our part. We have to play our role in helping our small businesses come back. Today, we're announcing a citywide campaign to highlight local businesses called Shop Your City. Shop Your City encourages New Yorkers to spend their hard-earned dollars locally. These winter shopping months could be life or death, break even or not for small businesses. But together we can redirect our resources to keep our dollars circulating in our communities and to find what we're looking for in these diverse businesses. We are taking this campaign on the road, and we're going to do a 5-borough tour starting this Saturday, Small Business Saturday. So we want to remind everyone to shop your city. Today, we're also building on the work of the Racial Inclusion and Equity Task Force, announcing the investment of $37 million to support businesses across the city in LMI communities. First, we're investing $35 million in zero-interest loans to LMI storefront businesses. Second, we are working with 11 community-based lenders to reduce business debt. And third, we are making sure community organizations have the funding they need to support small business owners. And across each of these new initiatives, we are making sure the help goes to the businesses who need it the most by focusing our efforts in low to moderate income communities. These new programs will bring us the much needed support to our small businesses across the city. But if you're a small business out there and you need support and you have not been able to get support that you need or get the resources that you need, please reach out to us at our hotline, 888-SBS-4NYC, or get us at our website, nyc.gov/SBS. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and remember to shop your city.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. I like the sound of that. Now, I want you to hear what this means for our small businesses. I want you to hear from a small business owner who can tell you, every one of you, how important it is when you spend your money locally, what it means for a small business and their ability to survive, how much they need you. They need you to take this action to keep them alive, to keep their families in their livelihood. So here to tell you about her experience and about what she is doing to continue to serve the Williamsburg community, the owner of wonderful cafes and restaurants, Porteñas and Mercadito. My pleasure to introduce Carmen Ferreira.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Carmen Ferreira. I am the owner of Porteñas and Mercadito in Williamsburg, land of the hipsters. And my story could not be more classic. I moved to the US 20 years ago, and with just a few $100s. I was 23, you guys can do the math. And then I moved to New York 15 years ago. And from these humble beginnings, finally, a few years ago, the city gave me its support. And I was able to fulfill my dream and open my very own business. But then, of course, 2020 happened, and we didn't know what to do. So I sat down in front of my computer and I applied for the New York City employee retention grant. I got lucky and I received support, and it gave me time to think. It gave me time to regroup and evaluate which way to go. We closed the store for 2 weeks, and we were able to think, and we started serving healthcare workers. That gave us some help with cash flow. And after that, and several pivots nonstop and working a lot more hours than expected, we were able actually to open a second store. And before the pandemic, we had only 2 employees, and now we have 8 employees. So I am very happy, proud, and very tired as well. And but I have to thank New York City Small Business Service, all the support that it has given me, all the guidance when opening a store, what to do, all the evaluations that you have to do, and the loans and grants that the Small Business Service are invaluable. So please do apply. And you have to apply to that and to all the guidance, all the support that they always reply to my emails, and I send a lot of emails to them, so thank you. And we will come together through this. It's very tough. This is just the beginning. The road is very, very tough. It's really scary, but coming together is also what Porteñas, my store, is all about. Coming together for food, for celebration, for drinks, and I know it's only 6 feet apart, but we'll come through this. So I want to thank again Mayor de Blasio and the City of New York for all the support that it's giving us, and we will come back together stronger and with equity. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much, Carmen. And thank you. I can hear how much you've been through, and I know you're tired. I know it's been a lot, but thank you for also reminding people how much strength and resiliency there is in our small business community. And you fought your way back, and you're employing so many people. Thank you. Thank you for that. You're helping keep these families in their livelihood. So what a good example of the strength of our New York City small businesses. Everyone, please, please take encouragement from this example and shop our city. Buy local. You can make a difference. Here's the chance to do it. All right, now, Thanksgiving is upon us, and people are going to celebrate. And I've said, please, and our health leadership has said, celebrate safely. Focus on the people closest to you, and small gatherings and virtual gatherings, and avoid travel to keep everyone safe. It makes such a difference. So look, it's going to be different this year, but some things, even with differences, any gathering we're going to feel, doesn't matter if it's in person or virtual, we're going to feel the warmth and love of family and friends. And another thing that we have depended on for generations is the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade. I want to thank Macy's. They have been extraordinary this year. They had to deal with so many challenges, but they still managed to give us a wonderful 4th of July, and now they're going to give us a wonderful Thanksgiving. It will be different. It will be smaller. It will be made for TV. It is not a spectator event in person. We're letting people know it's going to be a very limited area, and we're not asking people to show up. And of course, there will be plenty of measures to make sure there are no crowds, but you will be able to see it on television. It's going to be exciting. There will be floats. There will be balloons. Spoiler alert, if there's any very young children in the room right now, you might want to escort them out of the room, because I'll say there will also be a very important visitor from the North Pole at the end of the parade. So it's going to be great also because Macy's went to the extent of making sure that some of the other parades that we didn't get to have this year got some representation. So they'll have some wonderful performances from the West Indian Day Parade, from the Puerto Rican Parade, things we normally look forward to all year, and from the cast of Hamilton. It's going to be something very special. So thank you to Macy's, and thank you for coming up with a plan, working with all of us, city and state, to make sure it was a safe, smart plan for this moment. And I look forward to next year when the whole giant special Macy's Parade can come back in all of its glory. Now, another important point about Thanksgiving. I'm thankful to all New Yorkers, but I want to offer a special thanks to everyone in our schools, to our educators, to our school staff, our food service workers, who right now continue to provide crucial support to families who need that food. They're doing that every day, even with schools temporarily shut down. I thank them. I thank everyone in the school community, school safety, and the crossing guards, and the custodial engineers, everyone. You did something people said couldn't be done. You got the school system open again. We are closed temporarily. We will be back. And next week, we're going to announce the details of how we will come back. We'll be in stages. We will find a way back through this pandemic because we proved we could keep our schools safe, but we're going to have to come back a different way given some of the challenges we're facing with this second wave bearing down on us. So next week, we will put forward that plan, and they're going to take a lot of engagement with parents. We need a lot of help from parents to make it work, but I know parents want their kids back in school, and they'll be our partners. So that will be coming next week, that update, and then we'll start to implement it in the weeks ahead. Now, another important point, I mentioned those food service workers in the schools, and there's other people. I want to express my thanks to everyone in the food pantries, the soup kitchens all over the city, everyone in the city government, everyone who's helping to provide food to New Yorkers in need. No New Yorker should go hungry at Thanksgiving. So anyone who does not have enough food for tomorrow, please, all you have to do is go online, nyc.gov/getfood, or call 311. If you need food, we'll direct you to one of the school sites, or a soup kitchen or food pantry, or if you're someone who cannot get out of the house, we can deliver directly to you. But we want to make sure everyone has a meal they deserve for Thanksgiving, and every New Yorker is safe and sound on Thanksgiving Day. All right, let me do the indicators. Number one, daily number of people admitted to New York City hospitals for suspected COVID-19, threshold 200 patients. Today's report is higher, and this is something we're watching very carefully, 141 patients. So that's a concern. That number has stayed down for quite a while. It's going up. Positivity level 45% confirmed positive for COVID. Again, overall, our hospitals are doing very, very well, but that jump is a concern. We're keeping a close eye on that. Number two, new reported cases, 7-day average threshold 550. As we all know, we're well past that. 1,447 reported cases in the last 24 hours. And now, I'm sorry, on the 7-day average, my apology, on the 7-day average. And then number three, percentage of people testing positive citywide for COVID-19, threshold 5%. Today's report 2.74%, and the 7-day rolling average 3.05%. So continues to tick up, but knock on wood and let us pray, ticks up slowly, and that's what we have to do. Stop that growth, turn it around. That's all of our business. A few words in Spanish. Nuestros pequeños negocios han trabajado duro para mantener nuestra ciudad abierta durante esta pandemia. La mejor forma de darles las gracias es comprar todo en nuestros vecindarios en esta temporada de fiestas. Si nuestros pequeños negocios están fuertes, nuestra ciudad se va a recuperar mucho más rápido y todos vamos a tener un mejor futuro. With that, let's turn to our colleagues in the media, and please let me know the name and outlet of each journalist.
We'll now begin our Q&A. As a reminder, we're joined today by Commissioner Doris, by Dr. Ted Long, and by Senior Advisor Dr. Jay Varma. The first question today goes to Juliet from 1010 Wins.
Yeah, hi, Mr. Mayor, and happy Thanksgiving to you and your family as well.
To you and your family as also, Juliet. Very happy Thanksgiving to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Actually, my question is, there was just a tweet from Corp Counsel. It said we made important updates to our charts detailing all activity restrictions in COVID cluster zones. Is this something new or some new information about these zones?
I'm not exactly sure about the tweet you're referring to, but we're going to keep people updated as any changes occur. Obviously, the state is making adjustments as new information comes in. People have gotten a good sense of what those zone restrictions are, but we'll keep updating them and clarifying them as we go along. Go ahead, Juliet.
Okay, and the other question is regarding, I know you said you're making the announcement next week about schools, but can you shed any more light on the logistics for the additional testings when the schools reopen? You know, on site or mobile locations every day, once a week? How is that going to work?
So first of all, every child will have to have a consent form on file because testing will be more frequently. Right now, the norm in the schools has been once a month. That's going to increase. We're going to work out the exact amount, but that's going to increase. We want to have every child able to be tested at any point. We're going to focus first on special education schools, District 75, and then early childhood and elementary school. We're going to also work with the state in terms of the different zones and how to address those. So there's a lot we're working through. I spoke to the governor in detail about this yesterday. We're going to come back with the plan in a few days and then start implementing it.
The next is Katie from the Wall Street Journal.
Good morning, Mayor de Blasio, and happy early Thanksgiving, or happy Thanksgiving Eve, which is a holiday to me. My question, my question is about what you had hinted to could be the reopening plan. You said it would open in phases, starting with District 75 students. This question is, I guess, these 75 students have been exempt from the city's testing plan. They have not been tested. So will that change when reopening begins?
We're working on that right now, Katie. We want to make sure whatever we do is very sensitive to the reality of our special needs kids. Different kids have different situations, obviously, but that's something we're working on right now with the state for sure and the other stakeholders.